Good morning. It is currently Tuesday, January something. Why don't I know the number? My husband had the day off yesterday, so I didn't film. So Monday, I didn't film at all, but I was knitting. So yesterday I had started. I finally got in some yarn that I had ordered specifically to make my husband socks with. Sorry about the lighting, but it's like a brown, a green, and like a tan. It looks so nice and rustic and foresty. I honestly love these colors so much, but when I had seen this colorway, I knew I needed to knit my husband's socks with these. So I've already started it. I basically finished the leg and I'm doing a 2x2 rib. This is just a basic sock pattern. The same thing I was kind of following before. I did cast on for a size large, so that was 72 stitches, and then I just knit the whole like cuff and leg as one in a 2x2 ribbing, and it looks so nice. It also feels like really good and squishy. I think when I make my socks, I think I should do mine in a 2x2 ribbing because I love how this feels. It's so nice and squishy. Anyway, so I started on the first sock last night, and I just started the heel flap. So I'm working on that. So I've started the one sock, and I didn't start the second sock yet because I wanted to show what the yarn looks like before I take off the tag. And this colorway is called Woodsy. It's really beautiful. I love these colors. I just love so much. So good. Green and brown, very cute. I did start a blanket this weekend as well, so I'm going to show you that. Although it's not very far at all. Like, this is going to be a project that I work on all year. I finished this one. This one I worked on over about 2 years. And so this one I plan on just being a long-term project. So I'm going to show you this one. All right, so I started this blanket because I didn't want to just knit with my new yarn. I also wanted to use up some of the yarn I had gotten previously, and I have some of these Karen cloud cakes that I want to use up. So I started a ripple blanket. I've only done 2 rows of it. I might be on the 3rd row. Yeah, I just started the 3rd row, but it's just going to be like that wavy ripple. And this is actually my first time doing a ripple stitch blanket. So I did start on this. I'm on the 3rd row. I'm not very far into it, but this yarn feels really nice and soft and fuzzy. And this will be a long-term project that I will just work on throughout the year. And I can update you guys on the progress. It's actually very easy to memorize the pattern. I thought it was going to be harder and more complicated, which is why I've never done the ripple stitch before, but it's really nice. So I made it a good length wide. I don't know. I didn't really do an exact measurement, but I don't know how long this is, but this is the blanket that I'm starting on, and I'm just gonna work on it here and there. And then an update on my 1940s knitted blouse. I did make quite a bit of progress on it. So I did finish the 4 inches of the ribbing, and then I did the increases and just started knitting in stockinette stitch for the main body, and I think this is going to be sized plenty big for me. It's actually, I think it's going to be enough room in there. But this is what it looks like now. I've done this much of the stockinette, so the ribbing ends here, and then that's probably, it's got to be about 3 inches of just the stockinette about. Yeah, like this ribbing is 4 inches of ribbing, And then I think I've done about 3 inches of the stockinette. So I have at least 7 more inches of stockinette to go, I guess. I did put a progress keeper as I was knitting last night after a bit. So like after I placed the progress keeper, I did roughly an inch. So I'm gonna move the progress keeper now, and then we can see how much I knit on this week. I'm gonna move it to this last stitch here. All right, so we'll keep the progress on this of how much I do this week. I just put it on this first stitch here. I'm on a purled side, so I will be doing purling next on this, and that's how far I've gotten. I think that's everything I'm working on right now. After I finish my husband's socks, then I'll work on some for myself using the Halloween yarn that I've got. That's so pretty. It's gonna be so fun to work on those. But, oh, the socks that I knitted last week, I already gave away. I gave them to one of my cousins because the colorway just kept making me think of her. So when I saw her, I think it was on Sunday. I think I saw her on Sunday, and I decided to just grab them and give them to her when I went. So those have been gifted. So I'm on my 3rd pair of socks this year for 2024, but one of the socks has already been gifted now. So I think that's going to be it for now. I'm working on some laundry. I've got my 2nd load of laundry in right now of the day. Washing some blankets and stuff, so they'll be fresh and clean. And that's about it for now. I will be back later. Good morning. It is Thursday, January 18th, I think, right now. But I thought I'd come outside because it's really nice right now. We've had a lot of rain lately, and today it's actually fairly warm. I've also been looking at the bees and stuff buzzing around, which more on that later, but I wanted to show the progress of the socks. I haven't really worked on anything except the socks for my husband the last few days. But it looks so nice. I just did the heel turn. So this is the heel flap. And you can see the sock is rather open right now. But I just finished the heel turn on this one. So you have the heel flap, the heel turn, and then you end up picking up stitches on the sides of the heel flap and then doing decreases. And then doing the rest of the socks, but that's where I am on these. And then on this sock, I just finished the, so on this sock, I just finished the heel flap, and I still need to do the heel turn. But I really love this yarn. It's so cute. I don't know if I'll be able to finish these this week or not, but I have made quite a bit of progress. That's Binks up there. He's a cat that just kind of was showing up, and I started feeding him, earned his trust, and then we got him neutered, and he's basically our cat now. Anyways, more on the bees. We've decided that this year we would like to start beekeeping. Well, mainly I did. So we're thinking maybe if we get enough money from our tax return, we'll use that on getting either a flow hive, or I'm leaning more towards the hybrid so that I could still get wax and make like lip balm and maybe candles with wax. With the flow hive, you only get honey from that. So if we get the hybrid hive, then it would be, you could grab the wax and the honey. Anyways, that's what we're thinking with right now, and I don't think I want to like buy beads and import them in. I think I want to do more of the natural method, and like we'll get the beehive, we'll paint it, and then I think you can use some kind of lemongrass lure thing to try to lure bees in naturally to the hive. So I think that's what I'm going to try, so that we're providing local bees with a home, and they'll also be more like resistant to diseases and pests that are in this area already. If you import them in, they could be weaker and not as hardy to these conditions over here. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. So when we get that, I could like show the progress of the hive, and if we do actually end up luring any bees in. But that's what I want to do. I'd like to get started this year. So anyways, I'm just working on these socks, thinking about bees. And then I haven't really worked on any of my other projects except these socks. So I might check in maybe one more time with my knitting progress and maybe just upload this as it is right now. I mean tomorrow, after checking in maybe one or two more times to see my knitting progress. But I'm really excited about these socks. They look really good. I love this yarn. I like the colors. It's just like brown, green, and tan, and they look really good together. Alright, so that's going to be it for right now. Alright, I'm just going to do a little check-in. So I have finished the heel turns on both socks. Now you might notice with this yarn, it wasn't at like the same exact spot in both skeins. The coloring was a little offset, so the color striping isn't going to be exactly the same for the two socks, but I'm completely fine with that. I'm sure my husband won't really care. But this one, I've done the heel flap and heel turn. So there's a nice little groove there for the heel to fit in. And on this one the heel is brown from the order of colors and how much there was in the skein and where it started the color work for the yarn. But this heel is green. So they are definitely going to look different, but they're the same color at least. So I did do the heel turn, and what I decided to do is I will continue the ribbing over the top half of the sock, so it'll be nice and fitted and like it'll contour to the foot. So even if the stitch count would have made it a little baggy, like I'm not saying that it was, I made the size large sock, but if it was a little baggy, it might not be able to tell just because the ribbing kind of brings it in and makes like a natural, like, see, like, it just kind of brings it in to be more fitted. Like it has a good amount of stretch, and it'll stretch, but it kind of just brings the fabric in together where it's ribbed. It kind of brings in the purled section. So it should look really nice and contoured on the foot, but on the bottom, like this is the heel, the bottom of the heel, it is going to be the flat stockinette, so there isn't going to be bumpiness on the bottom part of the foot. So basically from here to here on the bottom, it'll be just stockinette and flat, but then for the stitches that are on the top of the sock between these two stitch markers, that's going to continue to be ribbed until I get to the toe. I probably won't do the ribbing on the toe, and it'll just be stockinette on the toe section. But that is what I have planned, and I think these socks are looking really good, and I'm very happy with them. Good morning. It is now Friday, January 19th, and I did make a little bit more progress on the 1940s like blouse. So I knitted about an inch on that. So it is very much slow progress, but I did a little bit on it. Also, I did work on my crocheted ripple blanket. Do you see how cute this looks? So pretty. I love the colors of this yarn. It's like blue, purple, black, kind of a tealy, like a dark teal at the top here. I think it'll transition to black soonish, but I love how this looks. It's so cute. So I was partway through I was like on the 3rd row. Now I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm on the 7th. Well, I just finished the 7th row. So the next row will be the 8th when I start that. But I love how this looks. It's super cute. So I will continue working on this over time, but that's where this crocheted blanket is at the moment. Okay, and on my final project that I'm currently working on is socks for my husband. Now, I didn't finish these this week. I was hoping I would finish them, but not quite there. These are in the large size, and I am doing ribbing on it. So it's taken me a little bit longer than the other socks. But I am working on the instep decreases on this sock, but I love this yarn and how it looks. It looks so good, and it feels so nice and squishy. It feels really good. So that's where I am on that sock. Okay, and on the other sock, let me unwind this a little bit. Okay. On the other sock, I did finish the instep decreases. So right now I'm just going to be knitting for the length of my husband's foot, and then I'll work on the toe. But this looks really good. I really love how these look. And they just feel so nice. Anyway, so I didn't finish anything this week, but I have made some progress on all of my projects. And I've gotten like most of the socks done, kind of. So I guess that's going to be it for this video. I don't have anything else to share. So thank you for joining me, and I hope you have a good day. Okay, bye.